Welcome back to another episode of The Conversation. I'm Nubriato. The Conversation, we talk to different people, candidates running for office. Joined with a very good friend of mine. We go way back. I went to school with his family and everything. Gary Keith. Gary, first and foremost, Gary Keith Sr., excuse me.
Correct.
First and foremost, thank you for coming on. You're running for Ward 3 City Council. You've been around the area of Brockton for years. You've campaigned multiple times. This time, for people again who don't know you, who are you, and why are you running for Ward 3 City Council? As I know previous times it was at large.
Right. Well, I'm Gary Keefe Sr., 35-year resident of Brockton, 37 years of marriage, 7 children, 8 grandkids with the 9th one on the way.
Congratulations,
December.
by the way.
Thank you. I'm a U.S. Army veteran.
Thank you.
And like you said, this is my, in the last, since 2013, I've been running for office, trying to make a difference. And I've always ran for at-large. The field is always large for that one, so it was actually harder to get in. I was not going to run this time. I was, I was in between. And so basically someone suggested to me that, I live in Ward 3, why not run for Ward 3? So I decided to actually pull papers to run against the incumbent, which was Mark D'Agostino. And after that, I guess he dropped out because family, his son didn't want him to run. And so basically there I am. And I find it actually just as hard to run for ward councilor as it is to run for at large. But, my heart is in it, newbie, to actually make a difference. I'm not running just to be running. As you know, it takes a lot to get to gear up for a campaign and to get out there. In the past, I had some bad knees. I had both of my knees replaced, and so I've been out there walking about 4 miles a day. So it even shows a little bit.
There you go. Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, you in the primaries, you topped the ticket in the primaries, so
Yes.
you definitely had the support, and hoping to get that same momentum on November 7th. What is your platform that you're running on? What is your vision for Brockton if you're getting to the city council?
Well, transparency, honesty, okay, availability, okay, accessibility. And the reason being is because as I've been knocking over the years, I hear the same thing as I did in 2013 as I'm hearing today. People do not know who their city councilor is. They don't know how to get in touch with them. They don't, like I said, they don't even have a name. And the council's not seen. I look at our government here in Brockton, or in any government. You should be an ambassador to your city. Okay, you should be someone that people know if something's not going right, that all they have to do is say, let's call Gary. Let's, like that news station, Hank, call Hank, right? So basically, that's what I'm looking to change. I'm looking to actually bridge the gap. I can work with any other counselors. Okay, I have no problem with any of them. I mean, we're not personal friends, but I can work with anyone because there is a job to do, and the job to do basically is to represent the people. Okay, to be the voice piece for the people of Ward 3. But in order to be the voice for Ward 3, I have to be able to hear what Ward 3 is saying. And that's some things that I don't see happening. And in my humble opinion, the councilors basically get up there, they get their agendas and everything else that's going on, but they don't relay that to the residents of our city, to where I feel that they're making their decision. It's their decision, that they're voting on, and basically, and then once it's done, we just have to live with it. I think that's. I understand that the people vote people in, because they trust their opinion, but there still should be a two-way communication between it. And I think that would actually, I think that's one of the first things right there, bringing our city back, because a lot of the residents are kept in the dark.
So I want you to talk about, you run on this campaign, the slogan, experience matters.
Yes.
So what separates you from the people running right now, from the incumbent, and talk about what is that experience that's going to matter in the council?
Yes. Well, first of all, there is no incumbent running for Ward 3. Okay. When I talk about experience matters, I'm talking about life experiences. Okay, as far as, like I said, being married as long as I have, the jobs that I've had, raising a family, growing up, walking in everybody's shoes that lives in the city of Brockton. I mean, as far as income-wise, everyday problems that people experience. I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth. So I can relate to. It's like a rich person can understand what it's like to for a person that's struggling to put food on their table for that night. I've been through all those challenges. Excuse me. So, and then sitting on the planning board and the zoning board, I helped a lot of the residents and the citizens of Brockton. Uh, and I can get into naming them in a few, but the thing is that, so I've been out here and with boots on the ground since 2013. Every time after an election loss, I didn't go away for 2 years, until the next election. I was out there, my phone was ringing, I was helping the residents of Brockton. And I'm not just saying that now because it's on every tape that we've ever done in the past.
Right.
I'm out there. So and the other thing that separates me from not some of the other candidates, but from the person that I'm running against, is that, again, like I said, I've been out here doing the work, trying to, earn the seat. And my opponent basically has been, he was asked, to run by the people that are already sitting in the seat. So to me, with all the problems that we do have in the city of Brockton, to be what I call handpicked, nothing against Mr. Griffin, because I do know him, and, I know of him. We're not friends or anything, but I know of him, nothing personal against him. But I think that with what we have going on in the city of Brockton, we don't need someone that's already aligned with everybody else. So I think that's what sets me apart from that.
I want to talk about some real big issues in the city. First, going to tackle this in Ward 3, fairgrounds. Brockton looking to the purchase that fairgrounds. Your thoughts on that? What do you want to see in there, or do you even agree with acquiring the real estate, the Brockton fairgrounds?
Yes, and I hear a lot of talk on that. And right now, as far as the number that they're looking for, where I'm not in and haven't done my research as far as what the property is actually assessed at, I can't get into that part of it. However, if the dollar amount is correct, should we acquire the fairground? I believe that we should. Reason why I say that is because of the fact that it's one of the largest pieces of property in the city of Brockton for us to actually, I think it's something to where if it's done correctly, can actually bring Brockton back and put us on the map. What I would like to see go in there, with 66 acres, I would like to see a multicultural building, first of all, one that houses the Cape Verdean Association, Haitian Community Partners, the Latina Women's Association, the African American Association, everything under one roof. That's number one. Number two, a movie theater. Number three, a 5-star restaurant. Number four, I would love to see a sports complex to where we can actually hold sporting events, right, like cheerleading events or things like that, to where other communities are coming here. So we're then, the fairgrounds is now a destination stop. I also believe that we have enough room to actually add somewhere between 5 to 10 rows of a Rentham-type outlet or a smaller Legacy Place-type outlet to where we're creating taxes, we're creating jobs. With those jobs, people are going to stimulate the economy because they're going to buy locally. And there might even still be some room left to where if they want to put some more, upscale housing on the outskirts, right, I believe there might be some for that. Those are the things that I would like to see there. But
So you would support the purchasing of that?
I would, as long as the dollar amount was correct, okay? I'm not worried about it being a little bit over, a little bit under, because right now, everything is going over market value. But I do want to make this perfectly clear. I've heard talk that some of the people sitting in the seats right now believe that they want to purchase it and think that we can sell it off in 3 years. I believe that that's unrealistic. I believe that this is a 5 to 10 year plan if we do it correctly.
I do want to talk about the big issue that's been hitting the media in the last couple of weeks. And I know it's a school committee issue, but I think some of the problem is that there's the communication's not there.
Right.
The city council met with the school committee about this, and a lot of city councils had opinions. A lot of school committee had opinions. $14 million deficit.
Mm-hmm.
Is there blame that goes to the city council who approves the school committee budget?
Mm-hmm.
Where's the responsibility lay, and are there some safeguards that we should implement from the city council side that this won't happen again?
Well, first of all, I look at the 7 school committee members, as well as the school committee chairperson, which is the mayor, and the 11 city councilors all dropped the ball. And I say that because of the fact that either all 21 of them, I believe my number's right there, don't know how to read a financial spreadsheet, which I don't think that's correct, or they're also, like I said earlier, being handpicked and things like that. You're so complacent with each other and so comfortable with each other that everyone just basically signed off on it without ever looking at it. Everyone's just thinking that, whatever was submitted, is usually always correct, and no one's looking at it. And that brings me to the point to where maybe we need to, they're talking about an audit, but maybe we need to go back a lot further to see what else has been missing. So the responsibility lies on all of them. And I say that because of the fact that the communication breakdown between the 2023 budget, right, of being $14.4 million overspent, and then the 2024 budget was approved without any mention of the 14.4 million oversight. So in my opinion, again, the 2024 budget is not correct, okay? So I think that there's a lot of checks and balances that were missed. And how do we do that? Basically, one thing they need to do is start submitting the budget a lot earlier to the councils and to the school committee, to where it's not rushed, right, for them to where they can actually look at it. And there should be a few meetings in between the time limit for it to go in, that questions can be brought, to the table. What is this one here? Because I'm sure that.
So are you referring to city council asking the school committee questions?
And vice versa.
Okay.
Because I was at a meeting the other day to where, at a school committee meeting, and there was a line item to where the school committee was asking for $15 million. And I guess the council cut it back to where they have a right to reduce a budget, and they gave them $11 million. But no one transferred that information back to the school committee that they only got $11 million. So now, think about this for a second. If you're thinking you got $15 million, right, but you only got 11, but in your mind, you're still spending for $15 million, here goes another overspending, because the communication isn't there. Now, as far as the school committee going in front of the council, my thing on that is that all of them, okay, all 18 members are elected officials, okay, and yeah, we should be communicating with each other, but I don't believe that each one should be pointing fingers at the other one. That's like I heard Tony Brandt say, it's like the Senate calling, that's like the president calling the Senate into the office.
Right.
They don't have to do that. So there's a lot of things that we need to do, but I think that if we work together, right, with some respect. I'm not saying to get to the point to where just respect. Respect goes a long way. I don't have to agree with you to respect you,
Right.
okay? And the thing is that I think that a lot of people right now are grandstanding for their own position. Right now, we're so bad in the city to where everyone's fighting for their own position for re-election or whatever it is, and they're losing sight of what they're there for in the first place, which is to represent the people.
Listen, we have a minute left. I just want to give you a final pitch. Why should people vote for you for Ward 3 City Councilor?
Well, one, I do bring the life experiences. I do bring the tenacity of running all this time. It's not for myself, it's for the people of Brockton. My heart is in to represent the people. I'm not an insider, I'm an outsider. So I'm going to be bringing my own checks and balances in there to do whatever. But again, I'm going to say that I'm accessible. Okay, I'll be honest. If I tell you, if you come to me with a situation, I'm going to do what I have to do 100% to try to get it done. And if I can't get it in your favor, at least I can come back and look you in your eyes and tell you, this is what I did, and this is why I can't get it done. And maybe we can look at it and change it, or something. But I won't just listen to what you have to say, and when I leave your face, nothing's happening. So that's basically why I think people should vote for me, because of the fact that I'm about the people right now, and I do have some ideas. Right now, in the past few years, I've helped a lot of citizens and residents and businesses of Brockton, so my record speaks for itself,
So listen, that's Gary Keith, City Councilor candidate for Ward 3. Gary, definitely a man of God. We
Yes.
both Jubilee members, and I appreciate what you do and your family does for the community. I know went to school with some of your kids, so I know you're a great family person.
Thank you.
So listen, go out and vote on November 7th. What did Barack Obama say? Don't boo, vote.
That's right.
So, Gary, I want to give you a free copy of IMU. If you have one, just give it to your friends. Anyone listening right now, we're going to be starting the process of our next documentary. So if you're interested in supporting our next documentary, please go on our website. If you're listening right now, newbieproductions.com, click donate. We're going to do a bigger fundraiser in a couple months, but we'll make the announcement on the next documentary. But I guarantee it's going to be a topic that everyone is going to relate to. That I can guarantee. So, Gary, I want to wish you the best. And all the viewers listening right now, we'll be back with more candidates on The Conversation.